ring to introduce the two fighters for this one, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout coming your way is a lightweight special attraction scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. At this time, I present to you the judges at ringside for this bout. Bill Graham, Cindy Barton, and Patricia Jarman. Introducing the referee in charge, we have Mitch Halpern. All right, fans, here we go. Introducing to you first on my right. He is fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with white trim. He is from the talented and well-known boxing family, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. He weighed in at the lightweight of an even 135 pounds with a record of 23 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws. He has 6 wins by way of knockout. Introducing Jazzy Jeff Mayweather. His opponent across the ring. On my left, fighting out of the red corner in this 8-round lightweight special attraction, he is wearing white trunks with gold lettering, fighting out of the east side of Los Angeles, California. He weighed in at a ready 134 pounds. He's the 1992 Olympic gold medalist. As a professional, his record is unblemished. 4 wins, no losses. All 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the pride of East LA and all of the United States, the undefeated Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. Once again, the referee in charge, Mitch Halpern.
Time to go to school now. Time to go to school. Time to go to school now. Time to go to school now.
Right. All right, got any questions?
Yeah, let's go to school.
All right, touch him up. Let's go. Come on.
That was great. Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, who has been brought in to work with Jeff Mayweather, a little psychology, saying it to Oscar De La Hoya, time to go to school now. Let's see if it has an effect on him. And why not? Why not? Why not try and get a little psychological advantage for your man? God knows everything else seems stacked against him.
It does indeed. It did not seem to be a deliberate thing by Jimmy Lennon Jr., but the pride of East Los Angeles and the entire United States.
Well,
might have been just a bit of an embellishment that Mayweather probably figured, hey, I don't need that, even though it's true.
Somebody, good right hand by Dover. Somebody made the Cowboys America's team. I guess if you're the first one to say it, it's true.
That's right. Or the Atlanta Braves, or whomever is in vogue this week, this month, this year, this season.
Now, Jeff Mayweather, as pro, has shown very good boxing skills. As you pointed out, very little power. Power is really a problem for him. And we see him moving even more than he normally does.
Well, he's quick. Not quick enough to get away from that left hand thrown uppercut fashion by De La Hoya. I tell you, I don't know what the future holds for De La Hoya. Everybody says he's a champion in the making. But I tell you, he's in that ring, and he looks like he knows how to fight, doesn't he?
Well, he was an excellent amateur. What he did as an amateur was box a lot more. He has become very much more a puncher as a pro. Even his demeanor, when he stalks you, he's looking to land very solid punches that will knock you out. He's not looking to just land punches to score points.
Very little wasted effort on the part of De La Hoya. His punches are straight, and they seem to the point. Lands with authority. You know he's a good boxer. And,
the good news, bad news scenario is you can hit Oscar De La Hoya. If you're going to hit him with a punch, you're probably going to hit him with the left hook. But the problem is when you hook with the hooker, as they say in boxing, you get in trouble. He has such a quick counter left hook that when you throw your own left, you open yourself up to his left hook. And more often than not, you get hit with it. We've seen Mayweather do that a couple times already here.
The pre-fight consensus that Jeff Mayweather he is slick and quick, as we told you. A very good boxer, has a better than average chin, and is totally experienced and is not fazed by the guy that he's fighting. He's been in the ring with some of the very best, and that he was going to give De La Hoya a very busy time of it indeed. And so far, he's moved quite well, but Oscar caught him with another left hook.
And that was right after Mayweather threw the left hook, and that is the problem. Jeff knows he can hit him with that punch, but he gets hit by De La Hoya, and De La Hoya has better power.
Very busy opening round. Remember, it's scheduled for 8. This is the first time that De La Hoya, the golden boy in the white trunks, has gone 8 rounds. All of his previous encounters have been 4-rounders. He is 4-0. That is, they've been scheduled for. Only one of them has gone 4, and that was his most recent victory down in San Diego, where he was a knockout winner.
Very rare that you would go and have an 8-round fight in your 5th pro fight, but so other Olympians have been moved along quickly. Evander Holyfield was an example.
A handful of seconds remain in this opening round, and it's been all De La Hoya. He has stalked Mayweather, moved him around the ring, hit him with some very good shots. His fans certainly very pleased with his effort so far. And we'll see how the rest of it goes. Alcaraz and Chuck Bodak, whom we saw working very effectively in the corner with Jorge Paez, also in the corner with De La Hoya. He's changed his headband from safe sex or use a condom to golden boy. So he's an adaptable guy. He goes with the flow.
Kind of a chameleon type.
That's right. I'll remind our viewers, cable operators, we intend to be with you as long as it takes tonight. It could be as late as 12:30 a.m. Eastern time. And here's another look back at some first-round activity.
The jab, an important weapon for De La Hoya, and throwing that punch with a lot of authority. And there's kind of the half left hook uppercut that De La Hoya has. That's a very good punch. I watched him win the gold medal in Barcelona at the Olympics, in a tense time for American boxers. Only he came through unscathed in the whole tournament. And in the audience, by the way, tonight, Eric Griffin, the man that got robbed at the Olympics, who has been campaigning and would like at 108 pounds in the future time to face the winner of the Gonzalez-Carbajal fight we have coming up.
Roger Mayweather is fighting tomorrow night against Livingston Bramble, a couple of ex-champions.
Here in Las Vegas, it's the Mayweather weekend.
I wonder if Roger's here or if he's home resting or what.
You know, I didn't see him. He may be watching on television. And they do get along quite well, Jeff and Roger, and they pull for each other. Jeff has been in Roger's corner on a number of occasions and vice versa. So, and of course, Floyd Mayweather, another one of their brothers, was a very fine boxer. So they've got a lot of talent in the family.
We're in round number 2. It is scheduled for 8. The golden boy, Oscar De La Hoya, white trunks.
You know, this is not all wasted time by Mayweather. He wants to punch in flurries. There's a good hook by De La Hoya. Get out and make De La Hoya go into the 4th and 5th and 6th rounds, then see what he can do with him. But I think Mayweather wants to be a little more active than he's being right now. In the first round, he had his moments where he would land some flurries. Like that, and then get out.
Comes back with a flurry of his own and drives Mayweather back, but Mayweather, crafty veteran that he is, slick and quick, slips away from several of those, and for De La Hoya, he keeps chasing him, mostly in vain, but he has landed some pretty good shots. Good left. Nice punches thrown by De La Hoya, and he had Mayweather in almost a semi-bent over crouch situation trying to hide, and De La Hoya lands a couple of other solids. Have you ever seen him get nailed?
Well, he hasn't been. Curtis Strong hit him with some decent punches, but he has not really been hit as a pro anyway by anybody with a real strong punch. And Mayweather, of course, is not a huge puncher, but
I think he hurt Jeff. I think that left hand, those uppercuts, hurt Mayweather.
And there may be a little cut somewhere on Mayweather's face. Yeah.
And the right hand scores for Oscar De La Hoya. And a right hand lead has Mayweather ducking and trying to get away from it. Is Mitch Helford.
Mayweather had to draw his last time against Jorge Romero. The time before that, he lost to Todd Foster on a TKO in the 8th round. Of course, as a former Olympian in 1988.
This is round 2. It's scheduled for 8. If it goes that way, De La Hoya hasn't had to go past 4.
Now, that is dangerous territory for Mayweather. He's exchanging with De La Hoya. And here's where you have to give De La Hoya some credit. He is never loses poise in those situations. He throws good, short, compact punches and doesn't get carried away.
Right hand lead by Mayweather.
See, and they want the jab to help set that punch up. They want Mayweather to stop, throw combinations, then get out. course, that's easier said than done.
Indeed. You brought up an interesting point. As you see the punches thrown, De La Hoya not only throwing more of them, but a bigger percentage landing. And one assumes with more effect. Wild swinging, clubbing right hand, and De La Hoya inside with that left hand, working it in short, solid shots to the chin of Mayweather.
It is hard to out-jab Oscar De La Hoya. He actually won his final gold medal match pretty much on the basis of jab. And he has an excellent jab. It sets up everything else, and it lands with authority, Tom. You mentioned that earlier. It's not just a stinging jab. He puts a lot of power into it.
Yeah, no wasted motion with him. Did you notice the way he slipped 4 or 5 well-thrown, well-meant punches by Mayweather, who is not just a walk in the park. Mayweather has been around. He's fought some very good guys, and De La Hoya just stood there and slipped punches like a veteran who'd been around a long, long time.
You know, I remember Jeff Mayweather way at the beginning of his career when he was fighting 4-rounders, and he will even tell you that at the beginning he just wasn't very good. He had very little experience in boxing. He'd gone to college at Eastern Michigan, and had not had much experience. He has made himself into a better boxer. Now he's getting hurt with those left hands, though.
De La Hoya has him hurt and has him in his own corner, and Mayweather ties him up. Crowd sensing that De La Hoya on the threshold of a very impressive win here. We're in round number 3.
And I'll tell you what, Tom, if he should knock out Jeff Mayweather this early in this bout, it would be impressive, because it would tell you that even in his 5th pro fight, Oscar De La Hoya was able to take a veteran and show power and just completely dominated with that power.
De La Hoya chasing Mayweather, who is on his horse and moving. Tough to fight moving back. The few guys in this game who can do it are great ones. And Mayweather is really backpedaling, and De La Hoya coming after him, stalking him, if you will, trying to cut the ring off.
You know, I don't think anyone realized when he was an amateur that De La Hoya would be this big a power puncher as a pro. And that's because he masked it. He disguised that very well. Didn't want to waste it all as an amateur. He wanted to box his way to amateur victories. And he said at Barcelona, he told me, he said, when they see me as a pro, they'll be surprised. And a lot of people are. Big power in those shots.
Well, he's only 20 years of age. We'll talk more about him in a moment. Remember the unification light flyweight bout still to come. Michael Carbajal, who in his dressing room is entertaining Ruben Castillo. Who else? Ruben?
Okay, thank you, Tom. I'm here with the champ, Michael Carbajal. Michael, this has got to be the biggest fight of your career. This is a unification of the light flyweight title. How are you going to fight this fight, and is it any different than any other title fights that you had?
I don't think it's any different. I'm just taking him as another fighter, and except it's a big fight because of the unification. And you know, I'm just gonna go in there and relax and keep cool and just outbox the shit out of him.
Okay, really quick, is there a lot of pressure on you for on this fight?
Not at all. You know, I'm real calm, and I'm very relaxed. I feel good. I feel strong, and I'm just ready to go put it on him.
Good luck to you. Back to Tom Kelly.
Well, Michael Carbajal told it like he thinks it is, and that's that. He has been openly critical of Humberto Gonzalez and his boxing talents. But I tell you, Humberto is a guy that puts you away and can.
Yeah, no one should underestimate Chiquita Gonzalez. And I don't even think Carbajal's underestimating him as much as he's just showing confidence. In the jab department, Mayweather has landed 13 of 101 jabs, and De La Hoya 31 of 70. So you can see the difference, and that is the basis on which this fight is being won. You know, they always say it about football: you win it with your line play at the point of attack. You win matches like this with your jab when you have 2 boxer punchers.
De La Hoya is only 20. He is 5'10 and a half, 5'11 if you will. I envision him growing up to be a welterweight, maybe even a junior middleweight or what have you.
Well, certainly up to welterweight.
Oh, Mayweather is down. Count is at 3. Mayweather to the ropes and up. His face showing the results of a very busy time with this young golden boy. What a feeling of confidence De La Hoya must have now, Al Bernstein.
This will not last long. I don't think Jeff Mayweather is going to be able to hang in there. And I'll tell you what, a knockout at this point in this bout, very special performance so far for De La Hoya.
We've got a minute and a half remaining. There's a left, and Mayweather's in trouble. More left, rights. The referee looking on, and he steps in. He's going to stop it. And still, in only his 5th professional fight, Oscar De La Hoya has not had to go 4 rounds. He didn't even have to go the full 4, and it's now 5-0 and 5 KOs.
And I'll tell you what, now you can say that at this point in his career, Oscar De La Hoya has moved more rapidly than most boxers would ever move, because he faces a man in Jeff Mayweather who is not a top 10 fighter to be sure, but a guy who has faced a couple top 10 fighters and who is a very, very clever veteran. And for De La Hoya to handle him so easily, Tom, that's the point. I mean, Jeff was not able to do much of anything against him. It's very impressive.
Let's take another look back. Watch De La Hoya go to work. The first knockdown. There's a left, and Mayweather goes reeling from it. There's the right, high on the head. And De La Hoya stalking his man now as he knows he's got Mayweather in trouble, and down he goes from a left hand. Here's another look at it, different angle. Crowd is buzzing. Solid right hand, left hand, and Mayweather goes to the deck. Very impressive win by the Golden Boy here at the end of the fight. Right hand, left hand. Mayweather in trouble. Left hand by De La Hoya. And Mayweather staggers away. De La Hoya after him. That right just does come up short, and then a series of lefts as De La Hoya trying to finish his man. The referee, Mitch Halpern, looks on and steps in and stops it. And De La Hoya has now gone to 5-0. All victories by knockouts. And the 20-year-old Golden Boy, unmarked, stands there now being congratulated by one and all. And Eddie Mustafa was over to congratulate him, put his arm around his shoulder, and congratulated him on the fine victory. Jimmy Lennon Jr., ring announcer, has the official time. Let's go to Jimmy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time, 1 minute 35 seconds. In round number 4, the referee in charge, Mitch Halpern, stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout. He is still undefeated with a perfect record of 5-0 with 5 knockouts. The Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya.
Jeff Mayweather may not be the best lightweight in the world, may not be among the top 20, but Oscar De La Hoya is something else again. And what a future they envisioned this young man. Only 20, as you look back at his ability, his punching power, and his stick-to-itiveness as he just stalked Mayweather in round number 4, knocking him down. Referee Mitch Halpern stepping in to finally stop it as De La Hoya in the 4th round at 1 minute 35 put his man away and continued.